All friends, because we love all things Bravo, pop culture, and can't stop talking
Having
about
so
it.
much fun.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Bravo should be fun.
I'm Caitlin Marshall, your host here at Besties by Bravo. Allegedly allegations, where we're in a safe space to gossip, share our thoughts, and opinions.
That girl's a liar. That girl's a liar.
About the Bravo celebrities, shows, and celebs we love, hate, and
that's when
love
Chef
to
goes,
hate.
Oh, suddenly now you're so religious?
So be cool. Don't be all uncool.
He went on a podcast claiming he had a threesome with 2 women from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Immediately, I was like, I wonder if it's Brandy and Carlton.
Because sometimes things may get a little, well, ridiculous.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. There's a spider that is coming down. Hold on. Ah! Oh my God!
It's like the Blair Witch Project or something. All you can hear in the background is, oh my God, has anybody seen my ring?
Oh my God.
I don't want to ruin the party or anything.
Have you seen my ring? Oh my God, can you look on the floor for my ring? God, someone's gonna kill me.
Don't mess with me because I will come.
What? Oh.
Feel free to leave that in for whatever entertainment purposes.
I'm so glad you're here to enjoy the fun. So, thank you for joining me on Besties by Bravo.
Hi, besties. I have Georgio Takounakis with me. Thank you for joining today, Georgio, to talk about what is being dubbed the best episode in Housewives and all franchise history.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Happy
By
New
the
Year.
way, this is our first time being on together since the new year. But
Yes, it is.
It was, I would say, the best episode finale in Bravo history, hands down. I'm also live on TikTok, so shout out to my TikTok live audience. They are tuning in because they also can't get enough of the Salt Lake City tea.
We just can't. You know, you and I were discussing how it almost feels a little bit like Scandival all over again, but not. Same, but not the same.
I think I really think it has a lot to do with the editing. The editing was spectacular.
Phenomenal.
I think that obviously made the finale that much more epic. But there's a lot of questions, I guess, now that we've had the finale, because obviously people are still talking, i.e. Monica.
We're gonna keep talking, y'all. It has been, Georgio and I have been covering, and even when Georgio wasn't able to join, we have covered every episode of Salt Lake City because I think we just knew, we had that inkling that this season was gonna be that particular season that just brought it. And I'm trying to, I was debating about how to go about saying my thoughts and feelings on it all. They're kind of mercurial. They keep changing. Okay. I'm going to share my thought and then I want to ask you yours because I was like, how is it that the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City has me questioning my morals and sanity at this point? Because I have to, I thought, you know what, but my besties that listen, watch, participate, I have to just tell you how I'm feeling. I know a lot of people are saying Monica is a sociopath. They are saying that she is insane. She's a liar. She's just all these things. And that this was the most deplorable thing that they could have seen happen. I got to be honest. As a viewer, I loved it. Now, if this happened to any of my friends or in my personal life, I'd be like, okay, someone is getting annihilated. We're done. But if I am honest, and I'm just going to make myself be, whether y'all roast the heck out of me or not, I loved it. And I didn't feel Like what she did was oops, I'm hitting things. I'm getting into it, y'all. Is how much I'm into it already.
Happening.
I feel like we have seen worse done and said to each other. They say and do worse things to each other's faces. I also have the feelings where I'm going to share a snippet. I was debating doing this too. Toward the end of the podcast of the video that was just leaked that Monica took unbeknownst to her mother. I'm just going to play a small portion of it because we don't need the whole thing. And it might be triggering to people who are like, oh my God, I can't deal with family drama like this. And I get that. That being said, I still have more thoughts. Giorgio, how are you feeling overall before we jump in?
Well, I have a lot of thoughts because I feel similar, obviously, that this was everything that the franchise needed to wake all those ladies up, if you know what I mean. Like last season, we would never have even dreamed that we would be sitting here right now discussing that Salt Lake City had the most epic finale / episode in Housewives history, let alone that I would even be kind of, I don't know. It's weird because what she did essentially is not, it's not good, right? Is it the worst thing ever? No. But is it ethical or deceitful? I'm going to say it's a little more on the deceitful side because you knew a lot of stuff about these women going into this and then sat there the entire time and played like you were so naive and dumb and you were just asking questions away. Meanwhile, you are in the back seat of someone's car on the way home, putting up another shady post about one of these women. And then you were going to happily let Meredith take the blame for that little Angie K DM situation. So, as much as it was great for the show, I still want to know, where does Monica go from here?
Did we ever actually
she
get the
blew her load in the first? So I'm just wondering, like, not saying she doesn't have more in her. She's completely unhinged and doesn't seem to have boundaries, which I think scares a lot of people on the show for obvious reasons, because when you don't have boundaries, I said this on my podcast yesterday, this is almost like Brandy 2.0 in the flesh in some ways. She comes in, she's a spark fire, people love her. And then eventually, if something doesn't shift, people will then as quickly get sick of her. And that's what I left my audience with questions about yesterday was, does she have longevity after this? I don't know.
Well, did we ever actually get the answer to who was quote unquote sending the DMs to Monica, quote unquote, and Meredith? Because that was quickly forgotten.
Well, I would assume that no, they didn't answer it, but I'm going to assume that Monica did have something to do with it at this point. If she's she's definitely very well versed with the Instagram account management skills. Like, she should be a social media manager.
Hey,
but that's, whatever. Keep making those blankets. But I do not,
Giorgio.
I do not. Okay, like she sold like 10. You got a PPP loan. Like, let's calm down. But nonetheless, the the point is, the girl definitely wanted to be famous, and now she definitely is. I also want to say she clearly is not bothered by the being exposed, because she did a whole photo shoot,
Whole thing
around it and then posted it. So she's been waiting for this finale to come for quite some time, probably since they did their first promo shoots for the season. So yeah, it's wild. That video with her mom is wild, but you sent me a DM. You're like, oh my gosh, you were kind of right about her. Because remember, I don't know if you guys remember in the beginning of the season, I was catching sinks left and right from people being like, you don't understand. And I'm like,
Yep.
no, I
forgot about that
do,
part.
but I don't buy this one. I don't buy this situation. And it was just watching that video, I was like, I don't know. I was like, you guys are so produced. But
Mm.
it's obviously not a foul because it worked out for the show. So in the scheme of things, the ladies should be probably thanking Monica.
I think they should be as well. Before we get started, I just want to say hi to a few of our friends that joined. Hi, Irene, Tay Tay, Danielle, and Adam. Thank you for joining us. And thank you to everyone else joining us. Don't worry, you're going to get some masterpiece theater later on. Don't you worry. We're going to do it. Let's just jump into the episode, Giorgio. We've just been waiting for this. Just to reiterate, the editing was, I mean, just absolutely exemplary. It was like these editors they went to film school. Okay. They didn't just like, they were learning in mama's basement. They went to film school. And I'm not saying that all editors didn't go to film school. I am saying these people were like, this is my Scorsese moment. They definitely also went to film school for filmmaking. If you want to ask my opinion as someone who went to film school, these are trust and believe these are the top tier of our business, because if they can do that with this, can you imagine what they would do in the film industry? It's insane. Insane.
First of all, they gave us a little taste of what their editing skills were going to be like in that promo with the ladies walking by each other and saying the Bible verses. That's when we should have known that this was going to be a very epic season. Those editors filmed that season finale specifically like it was a full box office hit, murder mystery. The cat's out of the bag. I mean, not only that, the dinner scene, the Bermuda Triangle tables, excuse me, and then also the wind, you guys, is this necessary? Like the wind was a friend of the show for that scene, because every time they looked over at someone, the hair was in their face and they're just like, what? It was intense and riveting. And listen, there's no way I can watch scripted TV after that. I'm sorry. There's just no way.
And
you can't even get, they would never have been able to get it like that scripted.
No. Let's just start at the top of this episode, y'all. Whitney spent the night, in Monica's room. Whitney, wash your makeup off before you go to bed. I can't say it enough times to you people. Wash that makeup off of your face because it's going to age you more and give you bad skin. Oh my God. I'm sorry. It is one of my biggest pet peeves. Wash your face.
I thought for a second that she must have put makeup on to finish the scene, because I was like, why do you have a full face of makeup and how's it not all smeared?
I mean, it was barely smeared. If I had slept in my makeup, rest assured, I would have looked like a Picasso painting. Okay. It would have been, you would have needed to stand from afar to take any sort of appreciation on it. Well, Monica ends up telling Whitney about how when they got back to the house and Whitney was trying to go have a discussion with Heather on the beach about the vaginal exploitation, that Lisa, when Monica asked where Whitney was, said, "Oh, I don't know. She's off somewhere being dramatic." And Whitney's pissed. Okay. Whitney goes over to talk to Heather, and she claims to Heather that regarding Bad Mormon and reading this book,
she was too nervous to read the book.
But Whitney then acknowledges that Heather took out the whole portion that Whitney wanted her to take out, which, by the way, Whitney, now what was the point of having her take it out? Because now we've said how many times the part that was taken out.
But also Heather read her whole part in the book multiple times.
Yes.
So what was the real issue? I don't understand her reading it back. If it's the same as when Heather read it to you like a lullaby, why then are you reading it in Bermuda and being like, I cannot believe you exploited my vagina? Like, you knew what she was writing. She read it to you. So I do understand why Heather's like, oh, what are you, what?
Yeah, I think Whitney was just desperate to prove to all of us that she does read. In fact, read books. I don't know. I don't know what else. There's nothing else that makes sense at this point regarding that. Also, Whitney trying to say to her,
Ah, well, it was just, you wrote it as this girl is down to get on all fours and be photographed from belly button to butthole.
and Heather's like, first of all, I would not write the word butthole.
Yeah, like how old are we? And also, that's not how those photo shoots go. It's not that kind of photo shoot. We're not like getting all up in the crevices.
No, that's a totally different thing. This isn't Hustler magazine. It's a boudoir photo shoot. My God. Speaking of buttholes, the way mine clenched up inside of my body when they get to the perfume shop. I'm just skipping over this whole thing of them riding the mopeds.
It was so
It-
not.
we didn't need it. I know they were like, let's give the audience something a little fun, and we're like, nope, get to the meat. So at the perfume shop, this I found before the whole thing. And you know what I mean by the thing. How Heather and Angie very conveniently forgot their credit cards. Get out of here. You don't even have Apple Pay?
Let me just tell you something. A Greek woman at that would never, let me just tell you, never leave their wallet at home. If anyone in my live chat is Greek, please contest to that. When she looked at Angie and Angie was like, oh no, I can't believe that. Like, I was like, girl, y'all are trying to set her up to decline that card so you could further what you're trying to do here, Heather.
It was so obvious. Like, stop it. You knew exactly where you were going. Why even bring a purse when you could fit your compact in your pocket of your moo and your phone in there too? Stick the phone in your bra. There was no reason to bring even though it was teensy tiny, the tiny handbags are in. I get it. But no. Because also the way, like I said, I felt it. Because I was like, I just was saying out loud, I was like, her card's getting declined. It's getting declined. It's going to get declined. I knew. And then when Monica's like, oh. And she's like, oh, turn on international transactions. No, ma'am, you should have no, it was transfer $1,500 to X account. How long does it take for a transfer from one credit card to another? Should have been her next question while we're in Bermuda.
But a lot of my viewers yesterday when I was doing the podcast said that it seemed that she has Chime Bank, and that's why the first card she used was green, and then the second one she used was white, because I guess they said that they're both linked to the same account, and so she probably had to, like, I don't know. But it was clearly like shady that they basically, because it's not a cheap perfumery either.
No, it was $752.
Like,
the total was. Did you also notice that Heather had her
like
phone
going
up?
to, if like we went to Macy's or something and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't get my like Estee Lauder fragrance. Can you like get it and I'll get you back? Yeah, $90 done or whatever. $750. I'm like, girl, sorry, like we can come back. Like I'm not fronting
sorry,
you.
babe. Love you, but
I mean,
I'll
would
help
for
you with the
you,
Uber.
but not for someone I don't know that well. That I'm also like scheming, or like, and also I owe their business money. Like, the least you can do is get me this fucking perfume.
Right?
That's what I thought Heather was doing. Like, oh, you're gonna pay me back, biatch.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay me back with this perfume stick that's $700.
That's a great point. Because also, did you notice Heather had her phone out and the camera was on as Monica was paying? Did you see that, by the way?
No.
Yeah.
I need to go back and rewatch this episode again. I feel like I'm missing a lot of these little nuggets.
Well, listen, we could watch it 500 times and we'd find something new every single time. But yeah, Heather had her phone out and the camera was open. So I don't know. Was it another selfie situation? I don't know. But it was pointed toward, like, it wasn't the selfie cam on, it was the back camera. So I don't know. Was she trying to see what the name was on the card? I don't know. Don't know. We get the
Looking at the
1
card
hour
to see
late.
if it said reality Von Teese. Could you imagine if her card had that name on it?
She got the LLC. It's her business card. I mean, would have ruined her whole freaking plan. Could you imagine if Monica even had the business cards or something? God damn it.
I just feel like that name is something she would come up with.
No. It sounds like something Jen Shaw would come up with. That's what's bizarre
Yeah,
about
but
it.
she worked for her for so long. She's probably like, like someone else said, like when you despise someone so much, you end up turning into them. Like that's kind of like what it feels like. She wanted to get, I don't know, what did Jen do to her exactly?
I think we're gonna find out.
I hope so. Because she was adamant about taking that girl down.
Sure was. At all costs. At all of them. I love it when we get one of these cards 1 hour later.
Oh my God.
Like chills, physically shaking, chills. Heather gets the phone call. We've already seen this happen with our cold open at the very beginning of the season. But to really grasp all of it at the same time, where the crew is just kind of chilling outside of Heather's room, and that phone rings, and
Are you kidding me? Shut the fuck up. I'm trembling. I cannot believe it's her. How could she do this to us? I'm freaking the fuck out.
I'm freaking the fuck out. Well, it still is odd to me how she freaked out at the producers not to come in. So at this point, before my wheels were turning even less than they are now. Let me put it that way. I was like, okay, is she not wanting producers to ruin her big reveal? Is it that she doesn't want them to know who she is talking to? I think it's the first. And it looks like you agree with me as well.
So I immediately thought this when it all played out, because obviously it looks like she's trying to keep this information from them, at least at this point. I think I'm going to put on my cast member, I've been on this show for a while hat, even though I've not been on a show like this for that long. But if I were to put myself in those shoes, I would be like, okay, if I tell these producers that she is really the person running Reality Von Teese, they may not want to put that in, because then it's too like it kind of blurs the line of like what we do and what's happening on the show. Now we're talking about this where we don't like to talk too much about it. I almost feel like either that or they would have gone and given Monica a heads up, and that would have given her enough time to come up with a story or finagle it or whatever. So I think that was also why Heather called the women down to the beach before dinner. Yes, she needed them to rally with her, but I think she wanted them to know right before they walked in as well, so that there was no time for people to go off and start chatting. And, that's what I took from it. I really don't think producers would have known, because sometimes producers would have kind of ruined it by the midpoint. They would have had somebody say it already or allude to it already in the season.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that an article came out today saying that the producers did claim that they did not know that Monica had the Reality Von Teese account. So we're getting that type of confirmation there. And I'm sorry, but you are not about to convince me with anything in this entire world that Heather put all of this together in less than 48 hours. We're going to get more into that. But
No.
Uh-huh.
Even me being like so in that sphere and love doing it, you need to give me more like 72 hours. I
At
can't
least.
turn all that around in 48 hours, dear.
No.
Call me back.
Yeah. Call me back, please. Get back.
Call
I'll
me
get
back,
back to
Heather. I'm
you.
not ready.
Yeah. Mm-mm. So then we get the next card. 4 hours later. I'm so sorry, but Meredith getting her hair done had me like cackling. Meredith
Just gonna go with it.
Yeah, what are you doing? Don't worry, you'll love it. I'm not even gonna ask because I'm just gonna roll with it. She didn't even open her eyes to speak these words, by the way. She wasn't even going to look at
She
what was
does
happening
not
to the top of the bed.
care. She does not care. She knows she's gonna be vindicated tonight. She is do whatever you want to my fucking hair. I don't care.
Those benzos be benzoing. Then we also see Whitney's makeup artist doing Monica's makeup again. So she must have been spotting him some money. Now, let me ask you this. Was that the same makeup artist that was on the live with Monica?
Yeah. And she's helped promoting him. I guess he came out with some makeup brushes or whatnot. Him and everyone else who's a makeup artist that thinks they're just going to come out with their own makeup brushes and it's going to be so revolutionary. Yeah. So she was promoting. Sorry, that was really bitchy. That was very bitchy of me. I
Hey,
apologize.
you're in safe company. Safe
So
circle here.
yes, it seems that he is clearly Team Monica. But I smell like this one's gonna be out. You give it a year, he'll be out with his own screenshots, receipts, proof, all that.
Yes,
too.
sir.
Like something. There's not the water's not clean over at Monica's. Is all I'm saying.
Mm-mm. So we cut over to Heather in confessional.
I just got this devastating information and my head is swimming, but it is too big. It is too damning, and I have to deal with it. But what's about to go down could change our friendships forever.
They sit down to dinner where the theme is the Bermuda Triangle, and we get these bizarre little pioneer dolls again. And each girl got another girl's pioneer doll that they will be revealing some mystery about each other in one way or another. And Heather tells them about how this dinner is the theme of the Bermuda Triangle, and it's known as this mysterious Devil's Island. And she's got her hands just like clasped. Listen, if Heather had been a lawyer or an attorney of some kind, she would have been giving every opening statement like this or strangling something because
1000%.
eventually she strangles that doll to death. And
there are shipwrecks. There is sunken treasure. There are unsolved mysteries. On this trip, we've learned a lot about each other. But if there is one unsolved mystery about one of us that you'd like to ask, take the person's doll that is in your bowl, and that's who you're going to ask a mystery about this person that you would like answered.
I'm so sorry, Heather. This is your little game. Why didn't you give yourself the goddamn Monica doll? Somebody riddle me that, please.
Because no one there knew about this. You don't think that if they all knew that this was going to go down, that Monica doll wouldn't have been on Heather's plate? They would have set it up for her. Of course. I mean, I don't think Heather went down there and set that shit up.
But why wouldn't? But no, they had to have known because they had to film that scene with them. If that really was right before the dinner, then they had to have known.
But I'm saying,
so also, why
the people that set the table up didn't probably know what was going to go down. If they did, they probably, for the effects of entertainment purposes, put Monica's doll in Heather's bowl, so she would have had to bring it up. But it almost does feel like they were keeping this to themselves. Like they wanted to be the ones to out it, not have the show out it.
Mm-hmm. Listen, if there is one thing Salt Lake City's going to give us, it's going to be comedy. At some point, okay? Salt Lake City never deprives us of at least one moment of pure comedy.
Nope.
Still can't get over the way the women are all looking at each other, but it's, yeah.
Stephanie in my comments said, don't you think all the weather looked like a scary movie? I was thinking the same thing. That the shots of the beach, waves crashing towards like nighttime, and
Mhm.
the wind, you guys. I'm telling you, the wind. They either added a wind machine or I don't know. Was it that windy?
By the
It
beach,
looked pretty
probably.
windy. Yeah, I guess
But
so.
mhm. But they may have added something. I wouldn't put it past them. They probably couldn't because it would have screwed up the sound. That's the
That's
only
true.
reason I don't think they did. Because it was the wind was blustering. That is for damn sure. I mean, like the whole thing, the editing of it all, it was like a cross between a crime, like a mafia crime movie and
Mhm.
and a horror film. And then there was a little bit of action. You feel me?
It felt like very much like the one of those movies where like you think everyone's good with the head of the table, and then you realize, oh no, Monica's not good with this person, and then they like get rid of that person, like very
Mhm.
mafia style. It kind of
Very.
was feeling biblical mafia vibes, like
That's what I said when the women all got together at the
receipt,
beach.
proof, timeline, memory, liars.
I mean, it was like the meeting of the dawns at the beach beforehand. It was the disciples. It was it was the men plotting against Caesar. It was just like not that Monica's Caesar, but you get what I'm saying. Like it was
That
just
one scene where
insane.
Meredith's clinched to Heather as she's like like has her face in her hands, looks like it looks like the Last Supper. Like where
Yes.
they're just like it is like did they even know what they were doing that night? Do they know when they walked away how epic that was gonna come out? Like I don't even think they thought it was gonna be as epic.
I think I think they knew it was going to be something good, but they couldn't have imagined the way it was going to be cut together. No way. No way. Would you like to join me in a little masterpiece theater, our first round of this very quickly? Because we got to do some of the comedy here, my friends. When bear this in mind, all the women are aware of what is coming, aside from Monica, and yet this is how Whitney and Lisa choose to delay competition.
Where are we sorry, I am so lost.
Uh-huh.
Where's Masterpiece Theater starting?
It's
Does it
starting uh-huh
what like which point?
where we're at Whitney and Lisa talking about who's more dramatic. I lost Giorgio on
I'm
this.
just going.
I moved.
I'm just trying to find myself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm, mm, mm.
It's right after Heather tells everyone what the theme for tonight's dinner is. They're in pink and purple because y'all, do you know I color code my notes.
Oh, so start where the pink and purple is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So okay, but who's Whitney and who's Lisa?
Who do you want to be? Do you want to be Whitney?
I hold on. Could I do?
Or I can just read through it to keep from delaying us further.
No, I can do
Um,
Whitney.
Can you do Whitney? Okay. Because Whitney starts to go first with her doll, and she tells Lisa about how Monica told her that, Lisa said that Whitney was probably off somewhere being dramatic. And Lisa tries to start answering her, and Whitney says,
My mystery, though, my mystery was you are very dramatic. You jumped up on the yacht yesterday and went off on Meredith. So my mystery is why is it okay if you do it, but other people can't?
I was just stating a fact. I thought you were being so dramatic. And I can be dramatic and you can be dramatic too.
Was that being dramatic or was that being emotional?
love how Monica pointed out this turned into the best drinking game ever. Because every time you hear the word dramatic, take a shot. It's going to have to be the new drinking game for Watch What Happens Live, but they need to add deception, crazy, bully, and receipts to that because listen, everyone's going to be on the floor. So we're going to get our counter here.
Heather, it's dramatic. We're at one.
How is that fucking dramatic? It's about my best friend that just died.
It's so fucking dramatic. It's dramatic. The whole thing was dramatic.
Is that dramatic to mourn my friend?
No, but what I observed with my own two eyes was dramatic. Listen, I am dramatic, and you can be dramatic too. It's not singular. We can both be dramatic. We are both dramatic. In fact, everybody at this table is dramatic. And my baby's going to sleep because I'm done being dramatic tonight.
Meredith, yours better be as dramatic as ours.
That was 15 dramatics.
Insane.
I'm obsessed with these bitches that know what's coming. And yet they are literally arguing about who is more dramatic. And I have never seen a more Whitney Rose and Lisa Barlow argument in my life. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Meredith's turn. She asks Heather why she didn't get more support from Heather on this trip regarding when they were in the cave. And Meredith says to Heather that she felt like Heather didn't support her at all. What is this accent, Meredith? I need you to I need you to clarify this for me. Excuse me while I adjust my mic. So then Heather says to Meredith,
Monica was very clear and convincing, and you didn't even really have an issue with it.
so Meredith's telling her, I've gotten to the point where I'm mature.
I don't react to lies by screaming and yelling. If my normal tone of voice isn't enough for you, then that hurts me.
We're going to go into more later why Meredith was so calm. Don't worry, we're going to get into Masterpiece Theater again, but Giorgio's following the notes now because I kind of threw us in there. I didn't forewarn him enough. So Heather goes on to say how it wasn't even just her that was only believing Monica and how every single one of them believed Monica over Meredith. And they argued for a moment over this. And eventually Heather asks Meredith why Meredith thinks they all believed Monica over her. And then Heather turns to Monica and says, why do we all believe you, Monica? Okay, Monica, your time to shine.
I don't know. Probably because I had the evidence. I had the proof. I had the DMs. I had the timeline. And I threw myself right into that fire and I owned it. And it just added up.
So it had nothing to do with it being the truth?
No, obviously the first thing I said was I had the proof, the timelines.
Oh, the proof.
So eventually Lisa is saying she doesn't think this is getting anywhere. And basically Lisa's like, Heather, if you don't get on with this, confront the bitch.
Hungry.
Poor baby gorgeous loses it.
So Heather, she can tell Lisa's like about ready to completely blow the whole cover. That's when she's like, all right. Because she is something about the way Heather is relishing in delaying the kill is very interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have side-eye Meredith. I don't have that many unsolved mysteries or burning questions about you. I do, however, have a few questions about Monica. An unsolved mystery, if you will.
Listen, Heather's been writing this book in her head the whole time.
1000%.
Like fully. She had a script written up. We all know that. Okay. No one is going to deny us this absolute alleged fact.
No.
Monica's face, though, because she's like wrapped up.
So is it cold there too?
I guess.
Jeez Louise.
The beach is cold at night. I will say that. The beach is very cold at night. Because Monica's going, oh God. And oh man, Heather's just kind of going on saying who is the real Monica and brings up how they bonded being single moms of daughters. And
I found you funny, charming, witty, probably smarter than people think.
And Monica's face is like,
And I thought pretty much like an open book, truth teller. But I don't feel like that's who the real Monica is. The real Monica is someone who really doesn't want to be our friend, but wants to profit from our lives and our pain. And Monica just looking around at the ladies. I'm sorry, I don't know about you, Giorgio. Would you ever want to be on the receiving end of the completely apathetic and full of vindication look that Meredith was giving her? That was
First of all, no. I would have just immediately started crying and just ran off before any of this could come out.
same. I would have been mortified.
I would have been like, oh, they got me. Bye. Ah,
I would have been
Yeah.
Kyle leaving the Amsterdam or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, they were.
man, I would have been falling in the sand running. There would be no way I
Gone.
would have sat there for any of that.
Shipwrecked and gone. Like I would have been buried under the sand. My head would have been underneath there and no one would have ever found me again. And that would have been the last they ever heard of Caitlin Marshall. That is fully because Monica was so like I mean, like we know she knew it was going to eventually come.
Do you think someone tipped her off at all?
Well, the conflicting story here is that Monica said on her live that she did tell the producers all of it day one of Bermuda. Now, obviously, the producers are claiming that they did not know, but I have a sneaking suspicion that her producer probably was like, I feel like this might come up tonight. Are you ready? Kind of. Because she was looking back at it, Monica was very subdued when she sat down. She almost was like someone who was showing up to an assembly and doesn't know what they're being called to the assembly for, but it could possibly be that they're in trouble, but we'll see. That's what it felt like. But I don't know. I mean, if she's telling the truth and she told her producers day one of Bermuda, then she should have expected it to somehow come up between then and when they left.
Yeah, because Monica doesn't strike me as someone who, when her back is against the wall, acts that. Now, she wasn't chill. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that she was calm by any means because she eventually lost her shit.
Mhm.
But I would say that the Monica that we've come to know on our screens would have been, I mean, rabid way sooner than she was, in my opinion. Because it was weird the point at which she lost it and who she lost it at. Kind of. I mean, Lisa's just a trigger for her. Period. Full trigger. Okay. So Heather says to Monica,
I know who you really are. And who you really are is
clip. We get the card that says 2 hours earlier. Gorgeous shot with the filter on it. Heather in her sunglasses and her Mew Mew in the music in the background. I don't even know what the song was. Okay, don't even. Lisa looks like she's about to just genuinely shit herself. Meredith is the last one to arrive and she's like all smiles hopping down.
hi guys.
Like, what's going on? Like, Meredith, read the room. And Heather delays this as well to the point where Lisa's like, what is that? I'm nervous. What is that? You're going to cry. And but you know who else was making me laugh the most, though, was Whitney. Whitney's dramatic ass
Standing there going, nodding, big, deep gulp.
Hold on. I would not be able to do this scene if I already knew what I was coming down to here, because I would be jumping in too soon with, oh my God. So when Lisa Barlow was like, what is it? You're going to cry. Oh my God. And I was like, what is she doing? She's making them think she's going to tell them something really horrific or something.
I know.
She's like, we've all been friends a long time. And I was like, what Where are you going with this?
I know.
Like-
And Whitney looks like she's like, Heather murdered someone, or Heather has just been murdered and this is her ghost or something, because the way that like Heather ends up saying,
the woman whose birthday we celebrated, who we've been trying to champion and support and defend, is
ellipses.
Reality Von Teeth.
I was like, I'm sorry. I thought you were about to say Jeffrey Dahmer. I the way
Might as
it
well
was
have.
like,
She might as well have said Jeffrey Dahmer, because that's exactly how it felt when she said whatever she said.
I guess to them, and they're all just like, Lisa's going, no, no.
Wait. It's so good. So wait, hold on. I'm just trying to plug a different name in for Reality Von Teese. And this is no hate to these pages. I'm just referencing them because they're faceless as well. But like if it had been like, she was like, Monica is Queens of Bravo, and everyone was like, no, my God. And like
The Queens.
like, what? It is so good. I cannot. Like, they better make up an award for them for this. Like, that beach scene, forever iconic.
I mean-
it needs to go up in the Housewives Museum of whatever. History, herstory.
Because then Meredith, oh, I am so sick of people interfering in our lives.
And they're all consoling her like her whole life was in shambles or something over this page. What is that page saying about them that's that horrible?
Find that much aside from the Twitter, which I don't even know if it's actually Reality Von Teese's Twitter, but the Twitter account was started. Sorry. Started. I'm sorry. All I could see in my mind's eye is Meredith's hair across
Oh
her
my
face.
God.
And she, of course, has her widowed woman shawl.
What is that shot? Why are they always
Oh.
made out of like the thinnest veil? There's no warmth there. So what is
The
the point? And
pashmina.
it's not even staying on. It's blowing off. You're constantly chasing it across the beach and you're crying. Why? I don't know. Probably because she was crying because she was vindicated. She was like, oh God. Fuck, that was close. Thank God. Woo! Why do
Seth-
they keep doing this
Seth,
to
tell-
us?
Seth, tell Brooks he doesn't have to delete the account. It's okay. It's all right. Just get us a new IP address.
Brooks, you can keep Saltburn 89. It's not the one that we're referencing on the show. It's not the one. I always thought Amel in my TikTok live said, remember when they found out about Jen Shaw and the Sprinter van, how they all started crying and like so dramatic.
But this was like even worse. I'm surprised if Lisa hadn't been wearing such an expensive dress, she would have sunk to her knees in the sand, clawing at it and been, no, not the Reality Von Teese. Somebody call one of my lawyers.
I love her.
Help.
But she started unfollowing that page like 20 minutes before the episode ended. Just FYI. Someone told
No, what?
Someone told me that Lisa Barlow unfollowed that Reality Von Teese page 30 minutes before the episode finished because she must have realized, oh, I'm still following this fucking page.
Lisa.
I shout out to the followers who tell me all this stuff because I would not be able to know that.
Oh no,
I,
baby
I think a
gorgeous.
lot of people, though, seriously, on a serious note, think that now for sure Monica may have had something to do with that $60,000 ring going missing. I still don't know if that is. I don't know. I'm not saying it's impossible, but
That would have been insanely opportunistic.
how would she have gotten
and-
away with that? Because what if they would have investigated? Like, what if Lisa wanted to investigate it further?
Yeah. Monica may have done a lot of things. I just don't see that being one of them. But her harping on being so annoyed by Lisa saying it was $60,000 didn't lend much to her own case, though. So if she had just shut up about it, not Lisa, but Monica, and just let Lisa be upset, then, sometimes I think the women forget that the more they get annoyed and openly say something about their annoyance with someone, it doesn't do them any favors. If you just let that person bury themselves, if they're going to keep saying shit that's annoying, talk about it in your confessional and let us enjoy laughing at the fact that you're biting your tongue while you're in the scene. That's something that I think makes it fun to be a part of in the audience,
Or what I would do is wait until someone does something slightly that I would find disrespectful, even if it wasn't, so that I could lean in on the thing that annoys me about them in that moment. It's a push-pull. You know what I mean? No, it is. It's a push-pull. Like, you're on the show. You obviously want airtime. Seems like Linda's really on top of getting in there with the ladies in the airtime. So listen to Linda if you want to be on the show. But nonetheless, I agree. When you jump in and in the first breath, I'm like, ugh, Caitlin's just so annoying with this whole like da 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 da, because then it makes you look like, ew, what's wrong with you? Why are you so annoyed by someone so
What's up
easily
your
and
ass kind of
then
thing.
saying it out loud? So I don't know. She's a youngin' still, so she kind of has a young mentality when it comes to how she fits in with the rest of the group.
That's for sure. That is for sure. So Heather gives us this full explanation about Reality Von Teese being this account that was created 4 years ago that was
dedicated to annihilating and exposing Jen Shaw.
And she says, but the trolling went to all of them. Okay, the worst thing that I feel like we saw now, again, separate from the Twitter, because I don't know if that's actually her account. But again, the tweets started coming out of this account on Twitter of the Reality Von Teese one the day the reunion filmed. So it doesn't exactly, I don't know. Is it Koa? Is it who? I don't know. And that's alleged. I don't know. Okay. Like, I'm not accusing anyone at all. Believe me.
Did they sell the account to someone?
No, before all of this, it had like 5,000 followers.
Oh, what is it at now? I haven't even looked.
I think it's like
It's
20
gone
something.
up there. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's gone up. And they stopped posting in 2022, by the way, right around when it seems Monica was most likely in talks to be on the cast. So it makes sense. But why, if it was not just you, Monica, then why did they stop posting on it? So we're seeing like some of the stuff, really like the worst one. And this isn't good. I'm not saying this is something to be glossed over, but we see on the screen some of the reposts that were posted to the Reality Von Teese Instagram account. One saying, actually, Whitney Rose is a swinger. She uses the bathroom as an opportunity to recruit. Now that makes it sound like Whitney's a pornography sweetheart. Predator?
You called me a pornography sweetheart.
That's really what so that one, I get it. Love a good callback, y'all. And then it's showing something that technically it was about Heather, but it was the account showing Jen being horrific to Heather when Jen was calling Heather Shrek and called her a slur and called her like a manatee and all this stuff. So, which is deplorable. I can't stand when people go after the way someone looks, their body, anything like that. Don't do it. Okay,
It's just
don't do it.
listen, it's low-hanging fruit. And if you
Very.
don't have enough intelligence to use thoughts and go beneath the surface on what's actually wrong with the human being and not just pick apart how they look because that's all you
Mhm.
got, I'm not that to me does not get my goat going.
No,
I
I
don't
don't
care
think
which
it's funny.
housewife it is. As soon as they body shame or they go into that, I'm like, nope, you took the easy way out because that's low
Yeah,
hanging fruit,
checking
and I
out.
don't do low hanging fruit. I could.
Mhm. Yeah. So, I mean, really, the worst of it seemed to be what she had posted about Whitney, which that's bad. I'm not even going to try and deny that.
No.
Excuse me. So then the women are asking Heather how she found out about all of this. And Heather explains in confessional that before she met Monica, she knew who she was from Heather's hairstylist, Tanisha, which I'm going to remind y'all, stick around. I actually am probably, for our audio listeners, I'm probably going to split this up into 2 episodes just so that it's not like insanely long, make it a little more digestible. I'll let you know when it's coming to episode 2, and I will immediately post both episodes, just FYI. Okay. Anywho, because at the end of this, we're going to talk about everything Tanisha has been saying, all the receipts, all the things being posted, all of it. We've been gathering. I'm sure more stuff is going to come out even as we are sitting here.
Totally.
Anywho, Tanisha, who used to be one of Monica's best friends, essentially. And now, this was where I keep getting this lost in the sauce here. Did Tanisha do more than a few gigs for Jen Shaw that you know of? Because she ends up, it sounds like she worked for her in some capacity, but it doesn't sound like she was like full on staff.
No, I think she was only working with Jen doing her hair. And then I think that's kind of where the relationship started. So she was probably around Jen,
Mm,
but not in the same way as probably Monica was, like where she
yeah.
was like actually in the. But I don't know because Tanisha said like she remembers having a conversation with Monica and whoever else was in the burner page situation that, if you guys want to just if you guys would talk to Jen, she would talk to you. Now she does get crazy, but I've had issues with her and we've talked it out and we've moved it along. So I I could be wrong. I feel
Mm,
like Monica's one of those people that hates when she sees someone else hustling and getting the bag and she's trying all these things and nothing's landing for her. So now it's let me go get in there and see what's really going on. Because I don't think that she's on this high moral compass that she tried to come off like she was doing something about this Jen Shaw, like she was doing. Like, I think the whole thing was let me see what she's doing. Let me see how much of that I can do and utilize for myself.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How can I benefit from this situation? So Tanisha, who's been Heather's hairstylist for 3 years, apparently these Heather points out the way, I'm sorry, Monica had handled sensitive information and it just didn't make Heather feel comfortable the way she would say things. Um and we get those flashbacks really of Monica talking about herself and all the things that have happened in her life at the Easter brunch. Repoed, F my brother-in-law, the whole list. And then Monica telling Heather she had heard a lot of things about Whitney and her marriage. And then the rumor about Sean running around with men, what have you. And in confessional, Heather says that Monica
Relished in the dirty, dark details in the scandal.
That's okay. She's still writing her book. And Heather points out the dark stuff about her. She was so ready to tell the world because she's so used to exposing everyone else. Now, is she kind of spot on? Yes. But she also is missing the point that Monica went ahead and came out with all of that because she knows you can't hide anything. It's eventually going to come out. That's number one. And number two, Monica was trying to deflect. Focus on the fact that I was effing my brother-in-law for 18 months and don't look over here.
Well, because typically in any other reality or Housewives franchise, at the top of the season, if the newbie came in and said, I was having an affair with my brother in law, trust and believe they would have made that the entire storyline. They would have made it something every episode around that. So I
A million
think
percent.
Monica really thought, oh, they're going to dig in their heels on this brother-in-law situation,
Mm-hmm.
and no one will even think to like reality Von Teese who?
Because I hadn't heard of that account until, I
Me
had
neither.
put together that TikTok video. I don't know what, 3 weeks ago, I think it was. I want to say it was before Christmas. And I said, look, this is the account that it looks like it's Monica, and they're all going to go after her. So I at least, I'm not the only one who predicted that. I'm not trying to take that credit. I'm just saying, like, it's not like I'd heard of it in this account until then, though.
Mm-mm.
So Heather ends up saying that she was trying to get a gift card for Monica to Beauty Lab and Laser. And that's how she found out they had 3 different Monicas with 3 different last names and the same birthday in their system already. So she called her business partner, and business partner Dre found the unpaid bills from the services Monica had done. Y'all, you got to give us, the audience, a little more credit than to actually think that we are going to believe that you put this all together in, again, a matter of 24 to 48 hours. Give us a little more credit. Please.
I wonder. Now I know they're going to make it seem like she just pulled this whole thing together in 48 hours. But I'm wondering if this was going on a lot longer, and I'm sure there was other things filmed that we didn't see that would have gave us more context clues to what Heather was insinuating about Monica. I don't think that she just woke up 48 hours before Bermuda and was like, something's off with that girl. Like, I don't think so. So I think that those things probably were true. She probably did go in and say, like, because they have to get each other gifts. They want to promote their businesses. So I could see her being like, let me just get a gift card for Beauty Lab from Monica. And then it was probably flagged like, well, which one? There's 3 of them in
Which
here. One of
Monica?
them hasn't paid us yet. So, and Heather's like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, supposedly the red flags went up more after the whole thing with the DMs and all of that, and how I don't remember seeing this, that Monica had told them when they were at the cave dinner that she received a DM from this alleged other burner account that had been DMing Meredith as well, only 40 minutes before they went to dinner. Do you remember seeing that? I
Seeing
don't.
that scene?
Yeah, seeing that
Yes, I
scene that
do. I
Monica's
do, because I also thought it was odd
I
that
missed that.
why would you be getting, if that did really happen, you should know that no one would actually believe that that would happen. It's too coincidental, even if it's not in this case. It is. And so that already would make me look at her sideways from the jump. Like, why are you getting, because also no one knew she was a full-time housewife at this point when they were filming. So why would
Oh my
any
God,
burner
so
account,
true.
why would any burner account reach out to her first?
Oh my God. Thank you for that is the most obvious thing to point out that I didn't even think about. Yes,
They would have
no
gone
one
to
knew.
me, or they would have gone to Heather, like they probably always do, or Meredith, or Lisa. Why are they going to go to the new girl? What do they think she's going to do? They don't have any stake in it.
That is so true. That see, you just always know something I don't. My goodness.
I just
Good,
don't
that
trust
was a good one.
everyone. That's why. Uh-huh. Sure you are.
Well, this all caused Heather to go ahead and ask Tanisha. I'm sorry, it was when Monica had said on the beach when she told on herself to Heather, saying, "Oh yeah, well, like regarding the DMs, I didn't think any of you guys would do that, but I mean, that's some shit I would do." And that's when Heather was like, side eye, and immediately was like, "Let me ask Tanisha," which is interesting. She went directly to Tanisha, but Tanisha supposedly had some crisis of conscience and told Heather the truth. And not only that, she sent all these photos as proof with this part was pretty messed up where it showed Monica asking for Heather's address. That was creepy to me. I thought that was more of a red flag than her trying to out Jen Shaw for all this shit. Okay. That freaked me out a little. Yeah. So Heather ends up telling the women that she wants to confront Monica at dinner and she wants them to have her back and that they all just need to come together and agree that they're in it together. And again, Meredith melting down. Why do people want to come after us? They do it too much. Well, yeah, they live alone. And Whitney, so dramatically, is like holding all their hands and she's like,
I would not be able to go to that dinner after that. I'm sorry.
oh my God, Giorgio, you would have to clasp both hands around your mouth. You'd have to have on a mask. You would be ducked. No one would let you go.
No, I would leave and go smoke a joint and then I'll meet you guys there. Cause I can't go, no. Cause I would go full throttle. Heather wouldn't even have a moment. I'm like, you fucking liar. You did this to us.
You would have. I can just see Giorgio's face just kind of like looking back and forth at everyone being like,
I would give it away. I would. I'm such a bad bluffer. You guys, I am such a bad bluffer. There's no way. There's no way. Don't tell me. I would be like, if I got a text to be like, I need to talk to you. No, I'm coming. I'm going to see you at dinner because I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Actually, I kind of do. But
okay, so this portion for our audio listeners, check part 2. It will be released immediately. I just want to make this a little more digestible. And for everyone with us here on YouTube, here we go back to the dinner table. Heather looks at Monica. I'm going to let Giorgio get to his notes because here comes more Masterpiece Theater. Giorgio is going to be our Monica.
I know who you really are. And who you really are is the cyber bully internet troll, Reality Von Teeth.
Heather.
You are Reality Von Teeth.
And Heather is gripping this doll by the neck. I'm surprised the head didn't pop off of it.
Seriously, she was squeezing it so hard.
Uh-huh.
No.
You are an internet troll. You are a cyberbully. You have been tweeting and undermining and bullying us for years. You are Reality Von Teeth. I have the facts to prove it, and I have texts from your phone number.
Wait, what?
You saying I'm applying to be friends with these girls as Reality Von Teeth.
Are you lying?
What a weird question to ask.
What? Are you lying? As if Heather would turn around and be like, yes, I was actually.
As a matter of fact,
dude.
I am lying. It's Meredith. So weird.
I want to see your shit right now.
I have receipts.
Yeah, I would love to see it right now.
Oh my gosh, that's how you know I'm telling the truth. I have your perfect formula, receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, fucking everything to prove that you are a fucking bully and a fucking troll. You do not deserve to be at this table or anywhere near any of us for the way you have treated us. Every single one of us has woken up in fear for the shit that you posted.
That is bullshit. That was never my fucking account.
You're done.
Oh my God, Monica looking around at all the women. She's like, anyone? Bueller, help. And you see those tires that were spinning in her brain. She's like, okay, I was just spinning. Now I better stop. And I'm going to spin them the other direction. And Heather says,
you are Reality Von Teeth. I know you're Reality Von Teeth.
That's not true entirely.
And Lisa's like, what's that mean? What's entirely true mean? What does she mean by entirely?
That means it's part true.
Oh my God, disgusting.
You think you can...
That disgusting gets me every time.
It's something about the S and the G and the T coming together. Do you know what I mean? Disgusting. I don't know what it is, the word. Like,
It's like really like you've done bad. Like
real bad.
Uh, you think you can sit at our table and have us celebrate your birthday?
you're not even listening to anything I'm saying.
What is Monica even trying to say at this point? She's not even saying anything.
Nothing.
She's not giving them an explanation. And I'm sorry, Whitney being like,
I can't even sit next to her.
Whitney, come on, girl. Like, you can. And then Whitney acting like a little girl, just like covering her ears and her eyes, like as if you weren't just screaming like a banshee last night that you exploited my vagina. Like, ma'am, you were just like, who is this?
Oh my gosh.
Heather's telling Monica that she infiltrated the friend group and sought out Jen on social media, and that she then worked for Monica. I'm sorry, and that she then worked for Jen, but Monica is denying that that's what happened. And Heather's saying,
You worked for her as a blonde named Monica Fowler, and then you got caught on security footage in Meredith's store when bleep allegedly stole. She didn't say allegedly, but stole the clutch.
okay,
That wasn't me. I didn't fucking steal shit.
Heather, when you write your next novel, if it's going to be a novel, a biography, an autobiography, what have you, this isn't the way people normally reveal things. This is how they reveal things on like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to give you that note. And that's when Meredith suddenly was over there. Heard my name. You were in my store, Monica. It is on my security footage.
Security. I didn't say I wasn't in your store. I didn't steal from you.
I'm not accusing you of stealing, but you said this is the first time I have been here. And the way our editors brought up the security footage, highlighted Monica in a circle and zoomed in, like I was like, wait, am I watching Housewives or Law and Order SVU? Zoom in, make it less pixelated.
It was an actually really clear like security shot. Good job for Meredith getting like high-end security camera.
For real. And then we get that flashback of Monica going to Meredith's store, being like,
This is so cute. I've never been here. Oh my gosh. I've never been here. Oh my gosh. I've never been here. Oh my gosh. You're a fraud. You're a liar and a fraud.
Okay, Heather.
and you were doing drive-bys by Jen Shaw's house.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, you used to do drive-bys by Jen Shaw's house.
What? I don't have to do a drive-by when I was with her all the time, you dumb bitch.
I don't want to hear your fucking mouth again.
Because you don't get to tell me to be quiet, you fucking piece of shit.
So sorry, but like the New York baby gorgeous gives me everything because then Lisa being out of her chair and Monica calling her a dumb bitch, and then we see the producer scrambling out the sliding door because they're like, oh my God, baby gorgeous is gonna throw a mic back at her head or something.
They were scrambling. They were probably sitting there and they probably heard screaming, and then they're like, Lisa just got out of her chair, and they're like, oh no.
Oh my God. I mean, I was in tears watching those poor producers try not to slip on those marble floors. Like, y'all know they're big windows. You could have seen what was happening if you were. And it's like they couldn't, they were trying not to be in the shot, but it's also like, y'all, these are floor to ceiling. We can see you. And then Lisa says to Monica, you want to call me a dumb bitch?
You're a fucking dumb bitch because your ass just got caught running a cyberbully account.
Monica tells Lisa to calm down and like, girl, no, don't do it.
While you're working for a fucking felon.
Sorry, I'm losing my breath. Trying not to laugh. It's just them talking over each other now, calling each other dumb bitches over and over. And Lisa says to Monica, what can they even believe right now? Because she trolled all of them.
You can believe whatever you want. I did not troll any of you. You guys are not listening.
So then in confessional, Monica says that Reality Von Teese was never just her, but a lot of others involved, and their mission was to take Jen down, but
that the other women were just collateral damage.
it's like she was studying Gossip Girl before this. We know that.
1000%.
Mm-hmm.
I never talk shit about bleeped out. You, none of that shit. None of that shit. None of that shit.
And then, my God, Angie, listen, okay. I love how Angie was like, we've seen so many housewives do this where they're watching the fight and then it's like, oh shit, yeah, I'm a part of this. My bad. But Angie's so not like a confrontational person. And I'm going to tell you my proof of that. Jen Shah poured an entire glass of champagne on her freshly blow-dried hair. And all Angie said to her was,
Wow, you're really going to do that? Okay.
so
You know, I
Angie
would have
jumping.
taken that bottle and dumped it all over her, threw it at her or something. It would not have been that easy.
No, would not ever. No way. So Angie just kind of pops back in with the
None of that shit.
just mocking Monica. And this is when Monica is telling Angie to watch herself because of her quote unquote involvement with Reality Von Teese, which made it seem like it was going to be so much more than a few heart emojis and Angie H catching strays being called thirsty.
If you keep talking to me, I will out your fucking ass. So shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. And all we see is, again, Angie just like hearts.
So good. And Angie H is desperate and thirsty.
I am just obsessed that production or editors just were like, bring that one to the front. We didn't like that girl.
No, they really did not like her.
Monica is saying the women are ridiculous because every single one of them was DMing and watching the page like they were their biggest fans. And this is when Angie is like, you know what?
I'm going to make you think I'm in the Greek mafia.
Because she
Go
gets up and she's ready to go toast. So Monica,
Go pay the IRS. Shut up with this shit.
Bitch, I'm rich. My shit is fucking current.
and Angie's little ass picks up a floral arrangement like her cute little self is going to do some damage with some roses. And I don't even think it had a vase on it. It looked like it was the styrofoam bottom.
What was that first thing she was doing with the table? Because Lisa Barlow was getting concerned. Was it a plastic cup that she was grinding into? Like when she was like, don't talk about my family.
I'm so,
And
I
Lisa was
think-
like, okay, girl.
like, not near the face.
I just got glammed on. I don't see Morgan anywhere. Morgan.
And that's when Monica, oh my God, I couldn't believe Monica said this to Angie.
Well, I'm gonna have to censor myself because I just got a warning on my TikTok live because they think I'm harassing and bullying people by reading the script. So I'm gonna
my
just do this. So it says,
I'll. Mhm.
go ahead, throw it, you classless little H. W-H.
Mm-hmm. And she's just like yelling at Angie that like, go ahead, throw it. That's hilarious. And Whitney,
It's not hilarious.
No, it's because I'm being completely honest with you.
Whitney tells her she's not, though, because she was behind the account that attacked her and her family for years. But Monica says she didn't do that. And Whitney points out that Monica was a part of the account. So yes, she did know what was being said. And this is when Monica blames Tanisha for the account. And Tanisha and Monica both provided receipts on their own involvement in this. I just want you to know that I'm going to talk about here at the end. So there's a lot to this.
So Whitney's then saying, then why are you okay with your best friend doing the account and then sit here with us? That's so effed up, Monica.
I did not start the account. It was Tanisha.
And they ask Monica to tell them what she did with the account. And this is the moment Monica's out. What am I going to say now? And Heather's saying to Monica,
Tell us what you did on Reality Von Teese. It's a fair question since it's bullied all of us for 4 years.
no, Heather, it was Jen Shaw bullying you for 4 years. Thank you very much. Anyway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, okay. Some of the videos I took of Jen that Koa told me to record of
That's
her.
what it looks
they
like
were
she was saying.
Yeah, of her. They were posted on there.
What are you going to do? Video us all and post it online when you're pissed at us? F that. Well, don't worry, Lisa. You've got 12 cameras pointed at you right now. So it's okay.
No,
And
F
Lisa's calling her
you,
a
you
loser.
dumb old effing piece of shite, leather, rubbery biatch, Donald Trump fan. Shut the F up.
I don't want somebody around me who's going to video me and post online.
Well, don't abuse your employees then, biatch, and you'll be just fine. Don't abuse your employees like to Heather, your best friend Jen, you'll be just fine.
And Monica's telling him, I didn't lie to you, which
Is more than any of you have done with your little dark ass secrets. There's no dark ass secrets. You're the one with the secret.
I didn't do ish. Tanisha started the account. Blank ran the effing account. Blank ran the effing account. It was all these people. So you can go ahead and bring it on me all you want. I didn't say ish about anyone else other than Jen, 100%. And I will own that to the grave. That little Hookie is one of the worst humans I've ever met in my life.
Monica says in her confessional that she doesn't think that the burner page and what she did was a bad thing, but that what Jen did to elderly people, scamming them, is a bad thing. So they're all arguing back and forth over each other about who should stay and who should leave. And this is when Heather stands up for her monologue.
I don't think you understand something about this group. Listen to me. There's something that you missed out on. We are friends and we have been through this bullshit before with Jen. For years, we were afraid we'd wake up sick, that a lie would be posted and told and spread and exposed and exploited. But we were in it with her. And we are the type of girls that ride or die.
Jesus, take the wheel with the ride or die.
And each one of us at different times rode hard and we shut down feelings of doubt and things that didn't fucking add up. Who you are made no sense, but the way you acted was strangely familiar. And the pain that we went through and the way that we were tormented and tortured and the way that I ate shit every day for her. I felt like I had to lie to protect her. I did whatever it took. I went on book tour and defended her and took shit for the fact that she gave me a black eye.
Whoa. 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 And Monica. Listen.
Well, I'm glad you finally told the truth for once. So good for you.
I had to ride hard for her and I had to lie for her. We're not going to do it again with you. Pack your bags and go.
I, more than anyone, know that nothing stays in the dark and everything comes to light. I knew that this information would come out. Even Gossip Girl couldn't stay Gossip Girl forever.
XOXO.
Excuse me. So this was weird because I thought Monica was not going to get an end card, but technically she did. Because in confessional, the producer says, "So take me back to the final dinner when the women asked you to leave."
There's so much more I wanted to say, but I knew I wasn't going to be heard at all. There are a lot of things that I could have said. That was not the time. But there is so much more to the story that needs to be said. And trust me, you're all going to want to hear it.
Okay. this is the portion where we're going to update you. Aside from the fact that Monica brought a burn book, she made a burn book for the reunion. Y'all, that was, she was in Hobby Lobby buying a pink scrapbook and printing off the Mean Girls font, kissing the front of this, getting it ready for the reunion. So let's just start with everything that came out after this epic episode. I'm telling you, these editors were like, Vander who? No, they got nominated. We're getting our asses nominated next one. Truly.
They better get nominated for this season. They
Mhm.
absolutely deserve it.
So Monica went, like we talked about, live on Instagram immediately after the episode. And she ended up saying that Heather never paid her back from that perfume shop. But she did say Angie paid her back immediately. And Monica also said she left Bermuda at 2 a.m. on a flight all by herself that night. Then Tanisha. Good Lord. Okay. Tanisha's bringing these receipts. And also Monica's posting them. It doesn't look like anyone's going to give their full truth of their actual involvement. Let's just go ahead and call it what it is. She posted the receipt. Tanisha posted the receipt showing Monica talking about driving by Jen's house and saying, that it wasn't her that started the account, but that the original Reality Von Teese account was taken down immediately when they were posting. So they went to Tanisha, and Tanisha had started her own burner account to keep an eye on her child's father. And she wasn't using it for anything. And she said, fine, here's the, email address, here's the password, do whatever you want to do. And then they were trying to get her to change it because it wouldn't let them change it, yada, yada. Tanisha also ended up saying on another Instagram story that Monica got a boyfriend who lives in Tanisha's neighborhood, and she filed a police report against Monica. I haven't found anything on that. I don't know if you've seen that.
I have a friend who's looking to see if there's an actual police report.
Yeah.
I was interested in that piece a little bit because I was like, cool.
Okay. Well, something else, because remember that I'm sorry, I'm trying to find it now. I saved it. Oh my God, here it is. So Jen Shaw blocked me and I can't see her posts. I don't know.
Oh no. She blocked you from jail?
Yeah, she blocked me before she went to jail. She made sure to block Besties by Bra, though. Besties by Caitlin is all blocked. So because of the black eye revelation, Jen Shaw posted from prison to her Instagram stories. Bravo. If I punched Heather in the eye, you guys would have footage to prove it. It's clear the show can't live without me since I was brought up at the beginning, middle, and end of season 4. Andy is still butthurt that I turned down his one-on-one interview. Why would you sit down with someone who, quote unquote, gave another cast member a black eye? Next story. Well, here's the thing.
What does that have to do with anything, Jen? Do you think he cares? He wants the story. That's all he like.
And also, what does it matter at this point, whether you did or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, you've done worse things now than give someone a black eye. Not that that's not terrible, but my God.
Well, I think what's really burning Jen is that the show like skyrocketed when she left, essentially. And I think she really thought she was the glue that was keeping that show going. And sorry, Lisa Rinna, love you, but
everyone's replaceable.
Is Beverly Hills the best it's ever been this season? No, but for a transition season without having one of the key players, I think it's doing phenomenal, if I may say so myself.
Someone had asked how Jen was able to post anything from prison. I've been told, and he hasn't confirmed this to me, we've only talked briefly once or twice, that it was her friend / former employee Muriel that was posting for her. Don't know. That's alleged. I don't know. I'm just informational comment. Now, here is something that changes. There are 2 things I have for you that changes everything. Jen Shaw sent Monica, Koa, someone named Savannah, and I believe 2 other names were blocked out in this, a cease and desist letter in 2021 for the Reality Von Teese account.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to tell me that Heather had no idea when Jen was sobbing over Angie Harrington's husband just sending a few DMs, and yet she never told Heather about an entire page that was dedicated to annihilating Jen Shaw herself. So, and we know that Jen knew Monica was one of the people behind it, because how else could they have sent the cease and desist letter? You're not going to tell me Heather didn't know that. So was this orchestrated from the beginning?
I listen, not only Heather, you mean to tell me that cease and desist letter went out in 2021? All of you guys are on that page quite a bit, and you guys never had a back and forth about, oh, I may have heard that Jen sent a cease and desist to somebody named Monica and this person over this Reality Von Teese?
If you found it to be that tormenting.
Exactly. That's my point, because at the end of this episode, they're all acting like this was something that was keeping them up at night, which, by the way, like, what if you don't have anything to be exposed? Why are you so worried? Number two, then you would have known, like, to me, it would have made sense that you would have known, because you guys were all pretty much still cool with Jen up until she walked into prison. So it's not like you weren't talking to her or she wasn't sharing things with you. So I find it really hard to believe now that they did not have an inkling that she was involved. I don't. I'm sorry.
And I just want to share what Adam mentioned here, which is that this was the easiest way for Heather to tell the group about her black eye without them being mad. 100% agree. That's absolutely. And something that Ellis Tenati was, I believe, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, about how, I've been saying she so much anyway. I low-key agree with Monica, though. Where was all the smoke with Jen, who actually ruined people's lives? I don't care that you were ride or die for Jen, Heather. It just makes you look bad. And that's really kind of the crux of all of this, is this woman gave you a black eye. She actually bullied you, Heather. She body shamed you. She shamed what your appearance is in every possible way. And she talked so horribly to you, about you, put you down. And then when you would just literally do anything to be her friend, she would scream in your face. I'm just kind of like, I felt like so much of Heather's anger was displaced and it was transferred to Monica. I think there was genuine anger toward Monica about what they discovered she had been doing. But it was mostly at Jen. Heather's never going to have the guts to actually confront Jen the way she did Monica. She would never. There's no way.
This was a clear case of everything Heather wishes she would have confronted with Jen, she took out on Monica. Because I agree, if we're going to go with the lesser of two evils, yes, Jen, what she did was by far worth this reaction, but she didn't get that reaction. She got more, in my opinion, she got a lot more sympathy
and support,
even though she was not in a place to be sympathized with, considering what she had done. But it was clear that it was one of those situations, like when you're in a bad relationship and then you start dating someone new and then you find out something shady about them, and you unleash everything from your past experience onto this person to the point where it's no longer about this one little thing anymore. It's now everything's coming to the surface. And that's exactly what it seemed like from Heather's vantage point, that she had been holding on to this for a while. She really couldn't wait to unleash on her. She just wanted to make sure that the other ladies were going to have her back.
Because she wanted to know that she was not going to be floundering by herself the way she would with Jen, where she thought Jen was going to have her back, or at least someone else would. And that's why she had to have that meeting of the minds. It was like a survivor tribunal. It was just, and this is the other thing too. I know, again, this what did Monica do? What something not so great. But in the grand scheme of things, now there was a video that was leaked. Before I get to that, and I've been debating whether or not I should even play this small portion of the clip, but the small portion of the clip is very, very important in my mind. Something that LD says to Monica in a video that Monica recorded of LD, unbeknownst to her, when they were having an argument at Monica's house just after Angie K's Easter brunch. Before I get to that, we also now know why Meredith was so calm when she was being accused of these things. It wasn't just the benzos. I say this in jest. Okay, we love you, Meredith. Meredith had already been aware of the security footage and knew who Monica was and that she was in that security footage before they went on the trip. So how many of them in this group were clueless in actuality at that dinner table? I think the only one who actually was going, huh, was Angie K.
Her and Whitney, because I think even Whitney, even though she may have known, she forgot because she forgets a lot.
Whitney's always
You know who was not good at the bluff because she knew a lot of stuff about this woman was Lisa Barlow.
Oh my God.
Why
Yeah.
Lisa went off first because she was like, okay, enough. Like, I'm not holding back anymore with you. Like, you are like literal garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? The thing I think that really throws this whole mystery solved out the window is just that. The cease and desist changes everything. That is not something that would just quietly go out to people and nobody would talk about it. At least not Jen Shaw.
No. And again, it's because, dude, she was freaking out over Angie Harrington's husband. What was his name? Chris? Was it Chris Harrington? I think that's someone else. Chris Harrington wasn't he? He's a TV host. No, I forgot what her husband's name was. Okay. I don't know. Now I'm getting confused. It doesn't matter.
That guy's page was, to me, weirder than what Monica did, if I'm going to be honest. He like created a page. It was weird. Why is the husband doing it?
Okay. Should I play this portion of the video? Does this turn in?
I mean, you
might as well.
Might as well.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna show a small portion. Here's a trigger warning. If family drama upsets you, I'm not gonna play the full video because it's not necessary, but there is something specific I want you to pay attention that LD, Linda, says to Monica in this video that is being recorded of LD unbeknownst to her. Again, that's Monica's mother. Tanisha is the one who leaked, quote unquote, leaked the video last night. Monica sent it to Tanisha because she was friends with Tanisha at that time. Okay, I want to preface that as well. Monica claims she had nothing to do with leaking this video, and she even went on Twitter to apologize about it and say that she believes in karma, and this video getting leaked is pretty much exactly what she was doing on Reality Vantis, and that's why she believes in karma too. So, okay. Here's a little portion of that video.
Trigger warning, guys.
Thing that you did. How can you forget that your job is to get on air time, to get into as many scenes as possible? You gotta play nice. I know you don't like her. I know you got beef with her, but you're an actress. You gotta pretend like all is right in the world. It's a job. It's a show. It's a reality show that you worked hard to get on. You left me completely in the fucking water with these bitches. You took Angie's side. I was not a disaster. I was not an embarrassment. You were in someone's home yelling and dropping F. So was everyone else. Go yell at them. Go yell at Heather. Go yell at Lisa. No one else was. Yes, they were. You should have been listening harder then, I guess. You should have been listening harder. She started it. This is a job. Don't come over here and start this. You don't understand. Go talk to Lori because you're a fucking mess. And you fucked it up yesterday. She's the head person. I took the day off.
The children were there.
I took the day off from I fell down the fucking stairs. And all you could... That's on you. Nobody pushed you down the stairs. I took... Wow! Get out of my house! Get the fuck out of my house! Get the...
Gonna stop it there.
So can I, before we jump into this, and hopefully no one flagged me on TikTok because
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I just don't know all the rules. Apparently, I was harassing people earlier when I was doing the
So sorry.
script. But nonetheless, the part where she's like, I fell down the stairs. Okay, aside from what you're clearly asking for, which I think is some compassion and some sympathy,
Mm-hmm.
her mom saying that's on you is not wrong. You were a mess and you weren't paying attention. You fell down the stairs.
Yeah.
Also,
You know,
you knew what you were getting yourself into. Your own mother said you worked so hard to get on this show.
what were we watching something that was about the Real Housewives, or was that Dance Moms? Because I'm having flashbacks to Abby Lee Miller and to JoJo Siwa's mama and all of them. That's what that felt like.
You need the airtime. You need to play nice. You're an actress.
Isn't that interesting?
When was
Isn't that
Monica?
interesting?
I didn't even know Monica was an actress. Was she like auditioning?
I guess. So here's the thing, too. Is Monica going to be able to come back next season? She said that she hasn't received any offer to come back.
Not going to get anything yet anyway. They
Mm-mm.
don't do that until the second part or the third part where they actually start solidifying based on what's going on. But even if she did, she's not going to say that she did. Just like she
Yeah.
held on to this whole expose that was coming her way and she sat pretty. We know now a little bit more as to why she had to leave BravoCon early. It wasn't just around that whole lawsuit. That was a
And
part
why
of
they
it.
didn't have a panel.
Exactly, because that would have how would they have had a panel with all that hadn't come out yet?
Yeah, and I met Monica more than once. She was very nice.
Well, yeah, honey, you should be. This is what you've been dreaming of. Like there's no reason for you to be angry, but like at the same time, when we talk about where does she go from here, I asked the audience yesterday, do you guys think she should come back? And it's kind of split.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. I don't know on your side what it's looking like, but when I ask, even in the TikToks like that I posted about, like it's split down the middle. People love her and stan her for doing this and
It's very
creating
eat the rich, which
totally.
is hard not to kind of be like, oh my God, I don't stan her.
But what did they do to her? I guess my question, eat the rich, fine. But what did they do to her exactly? Like, I could understand if they had been mean to her. Let's say she worked for Jen at that time and they weren't nice to her, right? And then she ends up being on the show and she's like, payback's a biatch. I don't think she likes anybody that has their ish together. I think it triggers her.
It's, and see, I know it's, they need, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I may be unpopular, but what the hell? They absolutely need to bring Monica back. They're going to bring Mary back full time. And guess what? Mary will film with Monica. Monica did CPR on this show. I have always loved these women. I love it. And this is how I can best explain it. I am team everyone somehow, and that's pretty rare for me. I am literally team everyone, little less team Monica. I'm team we have to have Monica. And it's like, if we don't get her, then what? Then what do we do?
Well, we can't just leave it at a one and done. So I think she definitely deserves another season. And if she was smart, I hope she signed for at least 2 or 3 seasons to get bang for her buck. Because let's be clear, these producers have been scrambling after every season to go and find new women every single time, and it stresses them out.
It hasn't worked.
This worked. And no, it's not going to be the same dynamic going into next season. But to your point, Mary is good with her. So if they bring Mary back, which they will, in whatever capacity she comes back, whether that's full-time, part-time, whatever, she'll be the one that films with her the most. And I can guarantee you Meredith will thaw her ice and she
Yes.
will eventually film with her. The only
Whitney
people that
too.
are going to have strong opposition to filming with her are going to be Lisa Barlow and Heather.
There you go. That's exactly correct. Because Heather, being the one who was leading the charge, she can't back down.
No.
Now she has gone in guns blazing. She thinks she's the one that put her neck on the line when she's technically not. She just gave us a very well-written speech. And listen, I think Heather Gay was fantastic. Everything I'm saying is me like genuinely applauding each and every single one of these women, especially our OGs and Angie K, the way she flourished this season. Angie K, at first, I was not feeling her. And y'all know that. I was not feeling Angie K. And the more I got to know her on that screen, the more Angie relaxed into herself and the more she gave us Angie, I was like, hell yes, with your hysterical one-liners in the most out-of-place moments. Like, I run the streets of Salt Lake City and I'm rich, bitch. Google me. Google me. Like, yes, babe. Yes. And I think she seems like a genuinely sweet person. And I'm glad we got to know her. They're keeping Angie K. We know that. No need to get rid of her.
They have to.
Yes.
They keep all of them. Listen, the reason why this worked is because everyone brought their own flavor to the table. We got something out of everyone this season. And I mean everyone. And that's rare that we get everyone in the mix like this. But I do think that she'll definitely come back next season. So I'm not really concerned about that. And it seems like from the reunion that we have not watched yet, that there's a ton more that she's revealed about things. And so even with the way it looks now, I don't think it's that bad considering what has been done on the like when you look at other franchises and you see like the Erica Janes of it all or the Jen Shaw of it all, where it's like actually like that's real messed up, you know, and not that Erica was behind it, but she was attached to something that was so negative, and we saw what it did for her and how it played out on the show. So I don't know. I think Monica has a chance, but it's gonna be a while before Heather or Lisa Barlow probably want to have anything to do with her.
Yeah. You know, Whitney's gonna put on her
Healing journey.
whole shtick, and she's going to say,
We need to work on forgiving in order to heal better and faster. We have to forgive.
and that's why. Do you know what song pops into my head as I'm saying that? What's that movie with Ryan Reynolds and Anna Faris? And it's like Just Friends or something. And Anna Faris plays like a Britney Spears character.
Forgiveness.
I feel like now all I can think of is Whitney Rose.
Forgiveness is more than saying sorry.
There's like a song on that movie that she like. It was kind of a bop though, but like really cheesy.
Forgiveness. It's all that came into my head, and I had to get that out, or I wouldn't have been able to move on. So that's pretty much everything that has come out since then. I'm just double checking here. I think more is going to come out. I'm already exhausted, and we haven't even gotten to part 1 of the reunion.
That's going to be, I don't know what they're going to just, I don't know. This reunion is going to be interesting because they've never had like enough content to do more than 2 parts. So the fact that we have a lot, this is going to be interesting for sure.
I mean, listen, if I would love it if places started doing watch parties for Salt Lake City the way they did Scandival.
Wouldn't
that be amazing?
Next week, it's probably too short notice. I'm like, I should have thought of that.
I know. Well, we didn't know it was going to be this good.
I
We knew what
know.
was coming. We just didn't, And again, let me also preface that because we knew they were going to out her as specifically reality Von Teese, I think that's why we don't have such a pearl clutching reaction that y'all might expect. That being said, now, Giorgio, please tell everyone about your podcasting schedule at the moment, where they can, how often, when they can expect to find your podcast in particular, and where they can find it.
Thank you. Yes, we are back to our Monday through Friday schedule. Someone is saying that it sounds like I've taken them in a car ride on my chat here. It says it's still on someone's Bluetooth. We can't hear you.
Okay.
I turned my Bluetooth off, guys. I turned it off. Can you guys hear me now? Sorry, guys out here. This is why I don't do the podcasting thing. Okay, it says good. I don't know why. Oh my God, I'm scared to know whose car was my live playing in.
Oh my God, no.
Oh my God. You guys, I don't know for sure, but I think my partner may have left, and maybe my phone automatically connects to the car when he started it, and that could be. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know what he was talking about. If he said something unkind, I will rectify it. You just need to tell me what he said. Actually, no, what was he talking about? This is actually really good. What was Jeff talking about in the car, guys? He didn't say anything. He seemed confused. Yeah, I bet he did. Well, now I know I'll send you guys into the car when he leaves.
Oh my God. See, friends, you never know what's going to happen on here.
Technology, I swear. It's so funny. Yeah. Well, I have this.
Giorgio's podcast is Giorgio Says.
Sorry, yeah, so let me plug my stuff. Yeah, so my podcast is back. What is this, a free air market? I'm just like, hire me for your next TED Talk. Yes, podcast is back to normal schedule. We are back Monday through Friday. Obviously, this week it's only 4 days because I did not do an episode Monday, but we will be going back to regularly scheduled programming. I did update my podcast intro for 2024. What else? That's pretty much it. Just getting into the thick of it.
Yeah. And if with that schedule, I'm hoping you're able to join me live to do more Salt Lake City. You're gonna have to let me know, and I'll keep all of you
busy next few weeks with this 3-part reunion for sure, and everything.
Yeah, so hopefully Giorgio will be able to join me for those live as well because we have too much fun.
Oh my God, this is such like a blast. Such a blast.
And friends, if you enjoyed it, please leave a 5-star review, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like the video. Please, if you're watching, listening, go subscribe on YouTube. I am now on a schedule of doing lives on YouTube Tuesdays and Thursdays at typically the time is going to be at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If it changes, just keep an eye on my TikTok stories or my Instagram stories. I will be posting the time I'm coming on here and if who and what guests are joining, but sometimes it's just little old me. So but it's much more fun when I get Giorgio on here with me. We just have a blast. Giorgio, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Listen, friends, I will see you on Tuesday and hopefully we'll have Giorgio with us again on Thursday.
Absolutely.
Okay. And thank you to everyone who joined the live. Bye.
Bye, guys.